how you're doing. I hope you're all doing well. So welcome back to another episode of trying overly promoted products, but not sponsored by the brand. Essentially, I go ahead and I purchase things that are promoted to me on repeat over and over and over again until I am worn down, and I decide to purchase it and review it for myself to see if it's actually as good as they say it is. Today's brand is one that I have been promoted many times. I'm talking months and months and months. I'm talking pretty much every time I go on Facebook at some point, I will see a promotional ad for this company. And that company is this month's craft.
Tell me you love hobbies without telling me you love hobbies. Want to try something new but have no idea where to start? Every month, this month's craft box delivers a brand new creative adventure.
Now, this one actually has been really appealing to me personally because obviously I love me a good subscription box. I love crafty things. So recently when I was on Facebook, again, I got another ad for this month's craft. And I'm like, you know what? These boxes look really fun. They're crafty, they look right up my alley. Let me review it for a video and see if it's as good as I think it looks. And I went ahead and I purchased it. So when you click on the ad, it takes you to the main page and I'm thinking, oh, this is weird. I have like deja vu. Why do I have deja vu on this website? I'm scrolling through, still getting deja vu a little bit. It says, let your creativity shine. Find new passions and learn new skills with our monthly craft box. Soap making, wood carving, macrame, pottery. And it genuinely looks like really fun. Zooming in, I've just zoomed in. There's like bandage tape, which I think you put on probably the knife to hold it more comfortably. But then I'm zooming in and looking at this glove and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fingers. Uh-oh, I'm getting deja vu again. Why am I getting deja vu? Like, why am I getting deja vu? And I've now purchased it at this point. I didn't see that before. But essentially, there's 2 videos. Like, looks pretty legit. You have the creative box, which says, let your creativity run wild with a new handpicked craft each month. Then you have the DIY box, which is green. This one looks like it's more like of a manly kind of box. There's a lot of wood carving, salsa making, food making, you know, those kind of things. Looking at this video though, I feel like it's definitely at least partially using AI. I could be wrong. But again, the more you scroll down, you have a guy holding the green box and you have a girl holding the purple box. This doesnt craft. So yeah, and then you see this one and it's like, okay, have I been duped? Is this gonna be actually a good thing? Is it actually decent? Because I hate when brands use AI to promote. I hate it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not an AI hater. I think AI does definitely have a place in the world as long as we can make it more eco-friendly and it doesn't keep taking away people's jobs. I think that AI will have a great place, especially in the medical sense. AI will be incredible. However, when people use up like 16 gallons of water to generate one image for a promotional product they could just take a photo of themselves, I don't really understand it. I know that it looks a little neater, but it's just always looks a bit off and I don't know. Anyway, so I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, I'm still getting deja vu. What is going on? So then once I've actually purchased this, I get an email from PayPal, which is, you know, I paid with PayPal, and it said $36.01 to Mrs Quilty BV. So I guess the parent company or the overall company is Mrs Quilty and these belong to Mrs Quilty, and that's why I kept getting deja vu. The websites were very similar and now I'm really intrigued because I didn't know that before purchasing and I really didn't like go to town again looking at the images. But the Mrs Quilty box was decent, like I genuinely enjoyed it, so I'm guessing the same is going to be for this one as well. But because there are 2 boxes, you have the creative box and you have the DIY box, I was like, oh, which one do I get? Which one do I get? I ended up getting both because I thought, you know what, let's compare both of them. Maybe you'd be more interested in the green manly box that has all the wood carving stuff versus this one that's soap making and candle making and stuff like that. But starting off, we're gonna go ahead, open these boxes, see what's inside, and then we're gonna decide which craft to do first. So without further ado, let's get started. Ooh, warning, may cause extreme crafting joy. That sounds like a threat. Maybe I'm not gonna experience crafting joy. How about that? We'll see. I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate it. Ooh, okay, so we have a mold here. Something I am curious about because like the Mrs Quilty product, they send everyone the same first box versus just sending you that month's craft. And I have seen this on their website already with the soap making kit. So I'm wondering if they deliberately send you a really good first box for both so you keep subscribing. I could be wrong. Why do I smell coffee? Coffee grounds? Wait, Oh, that smells amazing, actually. Got some coffee grounds here, so we're probably gonna make some cool different types of soap. Here we have rosebuds, jasmine buds. We've got some clear soap base. It does feel a little sticky, so I don't know if it's leaking, so be warned. I don't know if it tells you on the website that it can include stuff like almond oil, but be warned if you do have an allergy. Ooh, butter soap base. Oh, that sounds amazing, actually. Would you believe I've never done soap making before? Butter soap base. So we have natural pigment set, which is actually branded with this month's craft, so that's pretty cool. I always appreciate when they do that because I know that that's not just easy to do. Okay, food coloring powder. Cool. Okay, so it's food coloring for your soap in case you want to eat it. I'm joking, do not eat soap. And then aromatic oil blends with vanilla, milk, almond and honey. Cool. And again, it is branded to this month's craft. Next up, we have, wow, okay. I need to give them props. They have literally included everything. If you've watched my videos for any semblance of time, you'll know, I always say, like, these companies, they really, really need to, like, include everything, and they often will not. And you still have to get cups or stirrers and stuff, but this one has the liquid measurements. We have some paper cups. And lastly, we have some spoons. Again, this is not something you see very often in craft boxes. They usually forget things like this. So I do appreciate they included everything there. Okay, next up we have the brochure. There's also a QR code in this brochure telling us how to make it. I'm obviously not going to show too much of this brochure because it is like a DIY how-to, so you know, obviously it comes inside the box, but essentially all the instructions we need in a video are inside of here. So for a first box, I'm very happy with that. I would honestly rate that a 10 out of 10. I'm curious how this is going to go and how good the instructions are, so we'll start that in a minute and I'll let you know. Okay, so next up, let's open up the green box. My guess is they probably give everyone the same first month box. Like, so something tells me this is going to be wood carving. Oh yeah, it's wood carving. So we have this, but it's obviously supposed to be a spoon. We have our little wood carving. I can't help but feel that image is AI as well. Like, would it really be that perfect? Let's just analyze this square piece of wood, shall we? See, look, that's what you would sort of expect. Oh
this
my
booklet
gosh.
contained a lot of instructions, pictures of real wood being carved, but there were definitely some suspicious AI-looking pictures in here as well. And it's hard because obviously I can't really show you just like a flip through of the whole book because you have to buy the box to see the booklet in the first place, so I can't just like sit here and provide it to you for free.
And I feel like it's completely unfair to show products and show things that no human can feasibly do. At least for the creative box, it just looked like photographs of the soap and the soap making. These are just so bad. It's so disappointing. And again, the tutorial again is going to be by a human, which is fine. And these boxes obviously have real products. You get the products very quickly. They're very efficient, are decently affordable. It's just the fact they're using AI to promote it, which I just think it's just not fair to people, especially those who don't realize it's AI. Okay, so here we have some different carving tools. My father-in-law would know exactly what these are for. In here, we have an organza bag with 2 pieces of wood. So we have one like this, and then you have one that's completely identical. So you have 2 of these. So I do like that there's multiple projects that you can make. In here we have some sandpaper, some large gloves, which are definitely too large for me, but they'll be fine for my husband. And then next up, or lastly, should I say, we have another small, this must be for the gnome, because this is the size in the booklet that the gnome picture was. And I just don't know how anyone would make something that small with these tools. I mean, I could be very wrong, but I feel like it's just not possible, really. So that was everything in that box. The first one's definitely my favorite, obviously, but I do like that they let you do multiple crafts in one box. I think that's good. I think the boxes are really well curated, and I'd love to hear your experience if you've had these boxes before, and let me know your thoughts too, because I don't know, I just feel so deflated when I see something I'm excited for be using AI in the promotion of it, and in like the, oh, this is the results, you're gonna make something like this, and it's not even made by someone that works at the company, it's just made by a computer, so it's not in existence. Those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear your thoughts too. Again, these boxes are gonna be probably fantastic. I really enjoyed the Mrs Quilty box, I genuinely did. The tutorial was really good with Mrs Quilty as well. It's just the promotional side of things. I think it's just, I don't know, I just feel it's unnecessary. So enough yapping. I'll give you my thoughts throughout the video and at the end as well, but for now, let's get started with the creative box and make some soap. I've never done it before, I'm very excited. Since this video is about buying things that are promoted online, I need to show you this painting that I purchased from an estate sale on Whatnot. If you have not heard of Whatnot, let me get you onto it, okay? Whatnot are kindly sponsoring today's video. So Whatnot is the #1 live stream shopping app. Oh, this is gorgeous. How freaking gorgeous is that? Think live stream crossed with live auction and a fun interactive aspect. They have so many categories like art and handmade, books, antiques, vintage decor, and so much more. So I purchased this artwork from a live stream where they were doing like an estate sale from an LA mansion apparently. So essentially the way it works is you open up the app, you look for a live stream auction that calls out to you, see what they're selling, and then you just swipe to bid. You can chat with other people and support a small business at the same time. So I just won 2 packs of Copic markers for $10 each. These are normally $18 in the store. I also got a ton of glitter for some card crafts I want to do for $3. With over 100 categories, Whatnot has something for everyone. I've actually got so many art supplies that I found that I haven't used since I've moved, so I'm thinking that maybe I'll actually do a live stream selling some of them on Whatnot myself. So I will link my profile on Whatnot if you want to follow me there, and let me know if you'd like to see me auction off some of my art supplies. Here are some of the things that I've purchased from Whatnot. So I got this pack of cards, $6 for all of these cards and envelopes. I got myself a $12 art bin, some Copic sketch markers. So if you want to check out Whatnot for yourself, use my QR code on the screen right now or my link in the description. Get $15 off your first purchase anywhere on the app. And thank you so much to Whatnot for sponsoring today's video. So it looks like we first got to cut the soap base into 1-inch chunks and microwave it. Do I do clear or butter? I feel like butter sounds way better. Let's start with this one. It smells like marzipan. Okay, let's cut this up. That is so sticky. Those are probably a little smaller than an inch chunk, but that's fine. The smaller, the easier to melt, I guess. Ah, there's still scrambled egg in the bottom of it. Well, we might have scrambled egg scented soap. Okay, that was very, very easy. I'm using my husband's metal chopsticks because he bought these and I swear he doesn't use them, so let's hope he doesn't use this one. Okay, work fast once it's melted. Cool. So next we need to add some soap into a paper cup, taking no scrambled egg with it, hopefully. Nope, there was a chunk of scrambled egg that just went in. Okay, add pigment. Right, let's make a blue one because why not? I want this to be ocean themed. 10 to 15 drops of oil. Okay, let's see. We've got milk. I don't want milk scented soap. Vanilla, no. Almond, no. Honey, milk. What's this one smell like? It smells like sweet milk. Shocker there. Vanilla, let's try vanilla. Oh, that one smells good. Let's do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's add a little bit more of a different one to mix it up a little bit. That one smells nasty. Not adding that one. Almond, maybe? Oh, okay, let's do this. We'll do 5 drops of this. Okay, I think that was 5. This is stressful. Soap making is stressful. It smells like marzipan to me. Okay, let's pour it in. Okay, is that gonna be thin? I feel like that's gonna be a relatively thin bar of soap. I'm wondering if I can pour some of the white on top. It's probably gonna go in. I expect if you want it to be like a perfect line of color, you probably have to wait for it to harden, but it might make a cool effect. If I just like, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just do whatever that is. Okay, let's add some rosebuds. I feel like this soap is gonna smell bizarre. Okay, well that one's kind of mixed. It looks a bit like oceany themed, which I like. I think I'm gonna try to do a soap that has like a couple different colors, but I have to let each layer set first. So what I'll probably do is put this one in the bottom, like that, let that harden, then add a different color. So what I'm gonna do is, let's do a different colored soap. Let's do, that only made like 1 bar of soap for half a package. It said that 1/6 of each base per soap was what you'd get, but I swear I just used half a bag on 1 piece of soap, so I'm not really sure about that. Okay, let's go melt this stuff. Just looks grey. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, let's do a honey scented. How about that? I don't really like the honey scented one. I don't know. I feel like honey scented soap is nice, but it smells a bit weird to me. Let's do purple as a base on this one. This one is hardening. Oh, will it melt it because it's hot? You know what? Let's risk it. We'll see what happens. Okay, so that's that one. Then I think we're gonna add, I want to do like a pale green color next. Oh, get out. Pale green. You know what? I see why people enjoy this. I'm already thinking to myself, oh, I would sit here and do this if I had all of the stuff. If I knew what I was really doing and I had all the fancy stuff. I really like the idea of doing it. Okay, I'm not a fan of the honey, so I'm not gonna do that again. What about the vanilla? I don't know, I love vanilla, so. I have a cool idea for this one, actually. I think I'm gonna add like a yellowish sandy base so it looks like the ocean. I don't know why the ocean one has rosebuds in it, but we'll just go with it. Let's put that. I'm gonna do mostly green in this one, I think. Maybe we'll add some jasmine. I'm just gonna stick this over the top, because why not? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna keep that one like that. I'm not supposed to be in there. Take you out. Okay. I don't really mind if it bleeds through to the other color, but I do want sort of layers at the very least, so I'm gonna leave these as they are. I think this soap is probably gonna be a bit of a mess because it's like got a bunch of stuff in it, but these ones I'm experimenting more with. So this time I'm gonna use the clear soap base purely because I've not even done 4 yet, and that was the entirety of this bag gone. So we'll try using the soap base next, and I'm gonna do an ocean themed one again. So far, I actually really love this kit because it does everything a craft kit should do, and I've said this so many times before. Craft kits need to include everything. Maybe we're supposed to pour the cardboard cup into this beaker, I've just realised, but the directions are very, very good. It includes spoons, it includes pretty much everything you need. I wish there were a few more like mix-ins you could use. Okay, we want a nice yellow base for the sand. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some jasmine buds at the bottom. I don't think I put any scent in that one. There we go. I didn't know what else to do with the yellow, so I've just stuck it on that one. This one, we're going to make like a turquoise. This one will be completely a blue base. Do you just like put some coffee on it like that? Is that weird? Oh, that's a chunk. Oh, I love this one because it's like clear, like ocean. I love it. Ooh, I love this one. This is my favorite. Someone tell me why I felt like you needed more stuff to make soap. I didn't know it was just as simple as putting it in a silicone mold. To be honest with you, I thought it was a bit more oomphy than that. Maybe it is. Maybe this is just super, super basic soap making, but I quite like it so far. Like I can't say I don't dislike it because I love it so far. I'm gonna go ahead and melt the rest of my soap base. It is gonna make literally just the perfect amount of soap, so you really can't make any more than that. But if you make soap, let me know what your favorite soap base is, because I actually really want to just do this for fun now, which I guess is the point of trying boxes like this. You get to know a new hobby, or you get to try things. So I, so far, would honestly give this soap kit a 10 out of 10. I feel like the price for what you get and the directions is pretty decent. Okay, so I have already decided the clear soap base is my favorite. I think mixed with the milk base, I feel like you make a really cool combination. I'm gonna do that deliberately, actually. This one, I'm gonna finish off by doing a slightly different color, I think. So like still like a greenish color, but not as deep. So let's put that in there. And then I'm actually gonna finish this one. Cool, okay. This one is a weird soap. This was like a very big experimental one, so I don't really know what I'm doing with that one. Okay, that's kind of a neat color. This one I'm gonna finish off too with a similar vibe. This is gonna probably be used by only me, and then we're just gonna do that. These do look very radioactive, but I'm hoping when I pull them out, they look kind of cool. They also literally give you just enough to fill these. I mean, this one I filled right to the top because that's what I thought you're supposed to do. These ones are nowhere near the top, and they're gonna be thick enough, to be fair. I mean, they're not super thick soaps, but they're gonna be thick enough. So we now need to leave these for 2 hours before I can take them out. So I will see you when these are hardened. Okay, it has been a couple of hours. I'm gonna take these out and see how they look. I'm so freaking excited. I hope that at least some of them came out decently. Ooh, oh, that one's kind of ugly. So I would rate this one 1 out of 5 stars. It sort of smells like coffee a little bit for some reason. So yeah, not a big fan. There's like a weird like little dip in it. It sort of looks ocean themed, but yeah, 1 out of 5. Next one. This one I'm hopeful for, but we will see. Ooh. It's beautiful, except for the little pink bit there for some reason. Oh, it looks like a piece of soap. It's not perfect, but it looks like a piece that's just been sliced out of a big bar. That also smells like coffee. Or is it honey? It might be honey. I'm not sure. But I just remembered I actually did 2 different colors here, but you can't even really see it. I'll give this one like a 2.5 out of 5. It didn't come out as good as I was hoping. And the flowers look a little bit like spiders, I feel like. So that one's not very good. Okay, let's try this one, which is a weird color. And this one should smell like coffee because I put coffee in it. Ooh. Okay, so this one looks kind of cool. It's got 3 layers, so it looks kind of cool. It's not something I'd look at and go, oh, that's a pretty soap. It's quite depressing, actually. And you can see all the random little bits of coffee. I think if I saw this, I'd go, ooh, what's that? Scent isn't too bad. It's like vanilla and coffee, but I would overall give this a 2 out of 5 for aesthetically not pleasing to look at. Oh no, we've got big flops today. Okay, let's go into this one. I'm hopeful for this one. Oh. Oh, I love this one. This one's gonna get, well, the bottom's a bit weird with the flowers because they're sticking out, but this one smells nice. It looks pretty. Okay, this one gets like a 4 out of 5 from me. I love this one. Nice and chunky. These aren't overly chunky just because I feel like there wasn't enough soap base, but this one is gorgeous. This is my favorite for sure. Very pretty. Smells nice too. And I like the little like ripples on the top, like it's water. Very cute. Love that one. This is kind of neat, actually. I weirdly like this one. This one has 3 layers, a green, a turquoise, and then this yellow. It kind of looks a bit like a pond, but I actually love it. This one gets a 4 out of 5 from me too. Genuinely a big fan of that one. I think it looks really pretty. Maybe a bit of a weird color, but I would totally pick that up in a shop and go, ooh, that looks nice. Scent is good too. Oh, it's like a lavender looking one. There should have been a lavender scent. It does look a bit weird with these sticking out the top, I'll be honest with you. But it smells good. I like the clean layers. I think those look nice. I'd give this one like a 3.5 out of 5, just because these poke out and it bothers me a little bit. But I like the colors of this one. They're very water, oceany feeling. So these are all of the soaps that I made. These bottom 3 were very plain looking. I mean, they don't always have to be super fancy, but let me know out of all of these, which one is your favorite? Starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Let me know which one is your favorite. I would be very inclined to gift at least these 2. Maybe this one I might be inclined to gift as well. These 2 though I feel like are just disappointments and I probably wouldn't gift those to anyone. But I loved this. This was genuinely so much fun. I think as a craft box, it does what it says it's gonna do. It introduces you to a new hobby. It's got everything that you need. And now I wanna do more. I would rate this box a 4 out of 5. I think they could have been more soap based, but other than that, I think this was a solid kit. Let me know your thoughts. And if you know of any kits you can just buy in the shop that have all this stuff, I'd be very interested to hear that. But for now, let's get started with the wood carving kit. Okay, so now we're on the DIY box, which has all of the wood, which granted, like the other one, has a ton of stuff in here, so they were very prepared. What I will say though, is I have sat and looked through this brochure, and there are 3 projects in here, one being this bird, another one being this gnome right here. I'm gonna cover this up because it has the QR code, but this is the gnome and the bird, which you can see the size of the bird in comparison to the gnome, so realistically you think the gnome is obviously gonna be a lot bigger than the bird, right? But, and this is hard because I obviously cannot show you the pattern. They have video directions for the bird specifically. They have written instructions for the bird as well. They have written instructions only for the spoon. And just for example, I am gonna blur this out because obviously it's a pattern and I can't share it with the world. However, measuring the size of this pattern for the bird, the pattern is 5 inches long. This is the gnome, which the entire box is 4 inches long, but the gnome's feet are right here. So the actual length of the gnome is right around 2.5 inches, which if you can picture the tiny details of the eyes and the nose, the booklet is full of information. Like it tells you a lot about how you carve in the sense you have to go against the smooth side of the grain versus the rough side of the grain, emphasizes safety, to be careful. It tells you 3 ways to kind of carve the wood, how to sharpen the blade, soaking the wood or wetting it as you go, or just making sure you keep sharpening the blade, or what is it they call it? Stropping the blade. So it shows you how to do that, which is good. Also, they supposedly gave us 3 different types of wood: a pine block for the gnome, a basswood block for the bird, and then an oak wood for the spoon. So already I'm very much so not fond of this box. So there is a video tutorial. It is 2 minutes and 14 seconds long. There is no one speaking, but there's like written directions and it sort of cuts through very quickly how you actually make it. So very much so leaves it up to your own interpretation. Like it's not a long, in-depth
in-depth tutorial.
There's actually no video tutorial for the gnome itself. There's a video tutorial for the bird and written instructions, and also written instructions for the spoon. The gnome has some written instructions underneath the instructions for the bird, but no visual pictures of anyone actually carving the gnome that I can see. So basically, you're pretty much on your own. You kind of just, it is what it is.
So yeah, I am going to work on the bird project today. Okay, that's pretty good. So they give us glue, they've given us beeswax, they've given us this so we don't cut our fingers. I'm sure I'll find a way though. We do have the gloves, we have some sandpaper, more sandpaper. There's another block of wood here. Maybe this one's for the gnome then. So this is the size for the gnome, and this is the size for the bird, which you would think it would be opposite based on the picture, but it's not. We have our tools there. Oh, hang on, there's another booklet in here. They've actually given us 3 more projects in here that I've just found at the bottom of the box, and these projects are far more realistic. They look like actual wood carvings, so that's good. But anyway, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for this to dry. There was 3 sides to this wood block that you glue on, so both sides of the body and then the top, so you can kind of carve it. I'm gonna let this dry before I start carving, obviously, but we'll see how this goes. I'm not overly hopeful that it's gonna look like the picture does, but I'm just gonna tape up most of my fingers because I don't trust myself. Tell you what, wood carving is no joke. I mean, I didn't think it was easy, but just getting the basic shape to begin with, I did not expect this. Trouble is I have a bad wrist too. Like this wrist from holding my baby is really bad at the moment. I've been having to wear a wrist brace, so this isn't ideal. Okay, apparently this is stropping when you apply it to the leather. I've never actually heard of this before, and I don't know how this waxy stuff helps, but I guess it does. Okay, my husband's gonna have a go, see what he thinks. Your dad likes stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's a shame he's not here to help with it, because
I don't know if this is the proper technique, but it feels better.
You're doing good. You're stronger than me. Is it messing your wrist up? What's this in here?
I don't know, sometimes when you like peel like a
potato.
Yeah.
I am still trying to do this damn thing. I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate it. Wood keeps doing this, even though I'm going the right direction. I am really struggling to get this done. It is absolutely destroying my wrists. The plaster moved, so I now have a blood blister on my thumb, and this thing still looks like crap. It looks like whatever the heck that is. As the kids say, this is a skill issue. It could be an issue with the wood, to be fair, because I feel like this wood is not remotely easy. But I don't know, there's something about this damn wood. It's just not cooperating with me at all.
So I wasn't wrong when I said this, because we just so happened to be visiting my in-laws out of state this week, so I decided to bring my dodgy bit of wood with me to see what my father-in-law thinks. He is very experienced with wood, tree cutting. Here are some of the really cool things that he's made recently, and this spoon is absolutely amazing. He actually showed us how easy this particular piece of wood was to carve that he had.
How much easier that is?
Yeah, that's way easier.
It's the wood, yeah. That wood that you had there is a dense chunk of wood.
It's like smoother, like
Yeah.
this part. When you look at this, how jagged it is.
Yeah.
And said that the piece we had was either just bad quality or we got really unlucky with that particular piece of wood, because it really should not have been as tough as it was. We were doing it in the right direction, but it seemed to just kind of chip it weirdly. He actually brought out his own stropping tool and sharpened the knives for us as well, which definitely helped.
That wood is really hard.
See? We were right.
I thought it was.
He did say the knives we were provided with were actually decent, but he actually got out his own set that he purchased, and they definitely worked better. But look how easy the knife went through this piece of wood. It's vastly different to the one we have in the box. But we kept plugging away at this damn wood chunky bird thing that looks like a wobbly piece of wood. My husband, bless him, spent another hour trying to chip away from me as well because of my wrist injury. Lastly, we had to sand it down, apply the beeswax, and voila.
This is the worst thing I ever made in my life.
It looks like a pile of hot crap.
Okay, so I want to do a final review on this box. The thing is, the brand itself, overall, Mrs Quilty, this month's craft, in my personal opinion, they do a really good job of stuffing their boxes. Pretty much include everything you need. Like the box itself,
the service, like it always comes really quickly. It's a solid 10 out of 10. The first box for me, I couldn't fault it. I think it included everything we needed. I think it included a lot of stuff. I think for $35, it was a really decent box. Is every month's box like this? I don't know. If you do want me to keep subscribing to these, to keep trying out every so often, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. The last box, I think value-wise, for $35, I give it a 9 out of 10. I think it, again, includes a lot. It includes the wood. It includes like a nice thick brochure. It includes gloves, the bandage for your fingers, decent tool set. So I think if you were to go into a craft store to try and get a box filled with stuff like this, it would probably cost you more than that. I think we specifically got unlucky with the piece of wood we carved. Maybe if I'd used the other block in there, maybe that one would have been better. I don't think it was just, oh, this is cheap wood, because pine is cheap wood. I think we just got a little bit unlucky with it, that was all. But the pictures, that's what lowers the rating for me. The fact they include the gnome, but there's no like video instruction for the gnome. There's no like pictures of anyone carving said gnome. And the picture of the final gnome firstly looks nothing like the picture they give you on the pattern. The thing is, this brochure does have pictures of like actual wood carvings. You know, you have the video of someone carving the bird. In this brochure, there seems to be a lot of generated photos. I think a lot of brands are experimenting with using AI, generating photos to make things look more professional, because maybe they don't have a professional photographer. But I think what a lot of companies don't get is that people aren't stupid, and when you see something AI generated, it tends to make you trust the product less. I think at the moment, a lot of generated images, for example, it's still quite easy to tell when something's generated. Even like the example of the different types of wood carving in the book. Again, I can't show a huge amount of the book. That's why I'm being very vague about it. There were even examples of like ways that you cut the wood that also seemed like they were generated as well, which isn't as much of a big deal to me. But when you have like, this is the final project, this is how this is going to look, even the best carver in the entire world could not make a gnome as perfect as that one. Is that why there is no video tutorial for that gnome? No detailed picture instructions of anyone making that gnome? Is it because it's not possible to make the gnome look like that? Has anyone actually made a gnome that looks like that? I think just in general, I think it gives people the wrong impression of what they're actually able to create. The bird is realistic to make. I did not do a good job of it. Clearly, the gnome looks different in every picture. The bird at least is consistent, but in every picture I've seen of the gnome, he looks slightly different. The pattern itself was also just so small that it would be impossible to get all of those tiny little details. So overall, that drops the rating for this box for me to like a 3 out of 10, just because there's a lot I don't like about it. I don't think it's a quality product in and of itself. And generally speaking, I don't think any company should use AI generated images or use AI to make a finalized product when the crafter can't realistically make anything that looks like that. So that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much to Whatnot for also sponsoring this video. Again, link will be in the description if you want to check it out. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.